Hey guys, it's John here coming to you with yet another S.H.Figuarts Sailor Moon review. Here I have for you today Tuxedo Mask, also known as Tuxedo Kame, Darien, or Mamoru Chiba. So now let's jump right in and have a closer look at his packaging. Packaging wise, Tux here comes in your standard S.H.Figuarts windowed box with the colour scheme being black and red. Of course, we have Tuxedo Mask written down the sides here along with the S.H.Figuarts, Sailor Moon, Tamashii Nations and Bandai logo at the bottom. All around the box itself we get promotional images of the figure himself in all of his glory in various poses, and that continues on to the actual back where it showcases us some of his accessories included. Inside this box we get a double-decker clamshell packaging with the figure himself inside and all of his accessories, and of course some handy dandy instructions if you may need it. So now let's jump right in and have a closer look at Tux himself. So here we have a capeless Tuxedo Mask right out of packaging, looking as fancy schmancy as always in his three-piece suit. Face-wise, his default face captures his likeness very well, even though there is minimal detailing. What we do get though is a nice representation of Mamoru's mature, chiseled, thin face, and full white mask to of course hide his secret identity. As for hair, little is seen on the default Tux head, which just shows his simple black fringe peeping from under his top hat. His hair colour itself though does have a slightly navy hue to it, which is nice since it differentiates from the rest of his black clothing. Moving down to clothing, Tux is suited up with the complete outfit consisting of a full black tuxedo with blue details, golden buttons, dress shoes, and a black cape lined with red. The jacket is also left open to reveal his white dress shirt, vest, and bow tie. He also wears white gloves and a white mask that covers his eyes. The final touch of this disguise is of course his black top hat. Overall, the outfit is brilliantly represented with every element in place. The cape itself though, a very nice functional accessory, could have been better created. To me at times it kind of looks like he has a hunchback or is wearing a big backpack on his back when viewed in any direction but the front or the back. This is especially noticeable when the cape itself is posed in a relaxed position. I do like that they tried to cover most of the connecting pieces though, which helps a little, but the overall cape's look is passable at best, with added points for functionality. Height-wise, standing next to the ladies of the Sailor Moon series, Tuxedo Mask here stands tall at 6.7 inches, whereas Uranus stands at 6.2, Neptune at 6, Jupiter at 6, Venus at 5.7, Mars at 5.7, Mercury at 5.6, Moon at 5.5, and Saturn at 5.2. Articulation wise, Tuxedo Mask here has 360 rotation in the head. He can look down, up and tilt his head side to side. Of course he also has 360 rotation in both arms with a swivel up there as well. He has slightly over 9-degree bend in the elbow. Both hands can rotate completely 360 and tilt up and down. Unfortunately, unlike the girls, he doesn't have any kind of ab crunch, though his waist swivel is a lot better with a lot more motion and range there. Of course he has the S.H.Figuarts pull down legs which really help with the high kicks. He can kick back and do the splits as well if he wishes, and he has a thigh swivel. Of course he also has great knee range, really surprising, but unfortunately his feet barely have any articulation. I'm sure there's a joint in there, though since his trousers do cover his shoes, it's really not functional at all. Making up for that though, he does have this awesome cape with articulation. He has 3 flaps, the 2 on the sides can go out and up, which is totally awesome, but all 3 together can move back as well, so you can have that kind of wind-blown effect, which I think is totally awesome. So now let's jump right in and have a closer look at all of Tuxedo Mask's accessories. Accessories wise, Tux here comes with everything you would need for his character, starting off with faces, of which he comes with 4. Of course we have his default head with his top hat and default face with his full whiteout mask. We also have a second head without the top hat, and his second face is his mask with his eyes being shown. His third face is an angry face, and his last face is of course him closing his eyes. Next up is Tux's variety of hands, which includes his default clenched fist. He has hands for holding his rose, relaxed straight fingered hands. He has hands for holding his canes. He has kind of slightly more moved fingers that are slightly kind of open, and he has really open hands over here. Of course, no Tuxedo Mask figure comes complete without a rose, and luckily he comes with one, with a very nice red and green glossy paint job, very detailed. I'm very impressed with this. Awesomely as well, he also comes with his very tiny star locket, which is totally awesome. For such a small size, I'm really impressed how they were able to get so much detail. Of course, it's painted kind of a metallic gold and silver, so it looks extra fancy. The lid is molded open, so that can't close or anything. It would have been cool if they were able to, but I totally understand since this is like tinier than a pea, that would have been like extremely difficult and pretty much impossible to do. Moving on though, Tuxedo Mask also comes with his cane that he sometimes uses to kick ass. Of course, it's very minimal, just being a black pretty much toothpick with a handle, which is pretty cool I guess. It's made out of kind of a rubbery material, so I'll be careful if I were you. It kind of gets warped in the plastic as well, so it's not completely straight, but I'm glad it was included. Next up is his cape, which comes separate and is removable, as you guys can see. I've kind of already talked about this, but it can move like I said before. It has 3 pieces. This is what it looks like at the back. So it has a little peg here that you peg in the hole in Tuxedo Mask's back. And it has this little hole here so you can peg the stand in if you want, so you can have all those jump poses without the kind of clasp holding him on. This top part can be removed. This is kind of a rubbery material, so it can move around. This holds onto his shoulders and it just pegs on the top here, and this is where all the screws and all the kind of technology movable pieces go. We also get this little one black piece that if you don't want to put the cape on, you can just peg into his back, just push it in and that will cover up the hole. Last but not least, of course, we also have to have Tuxedo Mask's base and stand, which is completely unique to every other one that's been in the line so far. Of course, we have his name there, we have roses decorating it as well. It's black and it's a rectangle shape rather than the love heart shape that all the other Sailor Senshi have had in this line, which I'm a little bit disappointed about since it stands out so much and is not part of the team, though I do understand they didn't want to give him a love heart shaped base. And I also really like the design on this. I think it just looks beautiful. Of course, it has the 3 peg holes, so you can peg it in any one of these if you want, and it has the typical S.H.Figuarts stand itself being the clasp, but you can also take this out and just peg this inside the cape, which is always a handy dandy trick. So now let's gear up our leading man. So here we have Mamoru or Darien in his civilian form, stripped down to the casualest he could get, which I'm quite impressed about. It kind of feels like you're getting 2 figures in one. And here we have Tux all geared up in his disguise. I guess putting on a top hat, mask and cape completely changes your look in the anime world. Don't ask me. Looks great though. Overall, I'm really happy with the S.H.Figuarts Tuxedo Mask. He looks fantastic aesthetically, looking like he jumped right out of the anime. His articulation is as well surprisingly good for the amount of other details that need to be included. As for accessories, he comes with the basic needs for any masked tuxedo crime fighter. The only things I could think of that I would have liked included is a happy or shouting face, a standalone mask that Tux can hold in his hand, and a rainbow crystal or 2. Or 7. I highly recommend the S.H.Figuarts Tuxedo Mask for any Tuxedo Mask, Sailor Moon, or tuxedo wearing enthusiasts in general. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye!